Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. I have a 3 versus 3 for you today on the Twin Rivers. I don't think this map needs an introduction. You've all played it. You've all seen it. I've casted it several times, so we should be familiar with it. Going to go ahead and jump in, introduce the teams, and then we will be off and away with the gameplay. On the northern side, we have Silvereye, Yorick, and the Modka Fox. Looks like a nice mix all the way from 1200 to 1900, and then on the southern side we've got 1200 to 2100. Tiep, that is Pekunen, and last but not least Kaffler. Now the faction choices are kind of weird. We have 4 UEF players all going front versus each other, so it will basically be a slugfest between the strongest brute force defensive based faction, and then we've got Aeon Air on the northern side and a Seraphim Air on the southern side. This will be the experimental cast to see if my game audio is actually fixed or not. I did do several things, delete a couple things, and restart my computer. Hopefully it will fix the problem. After I restarted it, I realized that I have actually not restarted my computer probably in 3 weeks. So it was probably time regardless. Alright, we've got some early aggression, which there usually is. There's some wrecks to fight over in the center. Looks like we're going to have an engineer war, and then a couple of mech marines coming in relatively unopposed until this little guy gets here. And yes, Silvereye is going to win the reclaim war, so his engineer is going to get the booty until a pillar rolls up, not a pillar, a striker rolls up and obliterates its face off. Some attempted micro with these labs, a whole lot of shots dodged, but in the end, 2 tanks versus 2 labs, you know who's going to win. Alright, got some tanks moving up to the northern side. We had a good cutoff over here with a land scout, and then this tank is going to come in for some engineer harassment. Going to kill off 2 engineers, maybe? Nope, engineer micro. Don't believe I've seen that before. Actually dodging tank shots with engineers to keep them alive. That was very well done. On the northern side, we've got Modka Fox shooting a transport across, as well as Kaffler. Looks like we're going to have a fight over the northern island, and in the middle here, everybody's just claiming their mexes and basically settling in for the long haul. Immediately got 2 land factories queued up there, 3 down here with a radar after that. Just at first glance, looks like Kaffler is going to get that island because he did take a more aggressive build. Kaffler did send his ACU up to the midpoint here. It is back relatively safe because he is behind the front lines of 2 other players, but his ACU is in play, so if one side or the other starts collapsing, he can dive straight in with that really strong early combat unit, possibly even throw a gun upgrade on it, and he will be able to assist his teammates very handily. The Modka Fox has put some interceptors down here to guard the tip of the island against a landing from Kaffler, but Kaffler is instead ferrying more engineers across to the northern island, not taking the opportunity to go ahead and jump down here and take the other island as well. You can see here, this is pretty much just given up. Factories not producing, not wasting the mass to get it done, and just letting it go. Honestly, I don't blame him. It would have been a waste of mass to make more tanks. Alright, we have engineers dropping on the southern side. Going to start a couple of land factories and claim that for the north. Been a pretty steady engagement of Tech 1 units. Looks like all-out spam from both players, especially Pekunen. I am kind of impressed with the amount of units that Pekunen has managed to put on the field. Got some nice Tech 1 bomber harassment from Kaffler. He is going to help his teammate. Going to help Tiep get an upper hand on the amount of spam that's there. Silvereye has gotten the Tech 2 upgrade on his ACU, and that is going to allow him to throw down some Tech 2 point defense and guard this side and then move to the left of his spam to cut that off. Yorick is getting a gun upgrade currently on his commander, but he did get a Tech 2 factory upgrade. That is going to start rolling pillars, the mainstay of the UEF, and he is going to get a Tech 2 engineer out to the front and throw down a triad or 2. And there's a drop. That is nasty, ferrying tanks over from the island. He's built these combat units. They're stuck out there with nothing to do. He figured, well, I might as well throw them down here at Silvereye and do even more damage than I did already with all those bombers. That's going to force Silver Eye to take drastic measures to prevent any further losses over there. And he is going to try to throw some Tech 1 bombers back in the face of TF. That is not going to go so well for him, to be quite honest. He is looking a little down. He is very down on eco, but thankfully he does have a large enough force fielded already to prevent an incursion on that front. Alright, got flapjacks coming in. Those are going to start laying down some fire on the Tech 2 point defense. Of course, the mobile missile launchers always win versus the attack missile defense. Mass for mass, attack launchers, the mobile missile launchers will absolutely steamroll TNs. That is not a fight you can win from a defensive stance. You need the Tech 3 point defense, or you need some Tech 1 bombers to go knock them out. And another drop! Holy kishmoles, why are all of those getting through? I can picture Silver Eye, yeah, even with radar, you don't stop it. I can picture Silver Eye getting a little bit justifiably upset over that. Modka Fox is actually maintaining a lead over Kaffler. He is behind on eco. Looks like he is after resource allocation. He does have a resource allocation done. That is going to put him firmly in the lead. Kaffler is taking the more aggressive stance. Modka Fox is playing for Tech 3 Air, and right now that is not going to his benefit because he does not have the units in the field to stop all of this crap that's getting thrown at him. Got some Tech 2 fighter bombers getting stored up for the northern side. I would be very careful to watch for a snipe at this moment because that is more than likely going to be coming. Either that or some damage done to the southern expansion. I can see either one happening. Bakunin, let's go ahead and drop in on his ACU point of view. Bakunin has the gun upgrade, but not Tech 2. Yorick has both gun and Tech 2, as well as Silver Eye, I believe, if I'm not totally mistaken. Nope, he does not have gun, he just has Tech 2. And I see air on the move. We've got Tech 2 bombers coming in to do a whole lot of damage to this base over here. 1, 2 mass extractors down, and those were caps. That's going to be even more of a hard loss. Swinging back around, just barely going to kill off 2 more. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts to watch. Modka Fox is pushing for that Tech 3 Air Factory upgrade. Buddy, you should have gone for the Swift Winds. Hopefully you can pull it out later in the game, because if you can't, this is a pretty devastating hit right here. Do you have double RAS? It does not look like it. Only single. Alright. Flak going up in your base. That is going to give you a little bit of protection if he swarms. Oops, sorry. Bump the mic. If he swarms over your base with the interceptors, that will give you the opportunity to hit things. Alright, that is a Titan. That means we have Tech 3 Air on, or Tech 3 Land on the field. My bad. That is going to be a bunch of mobile artillery. That is 2 up front already, with a 3rd on the way. We got a Titan pushing up around the back that is continuing to wreak havoc on the rear. Anybody who said the Titan's a weakling has not played in this kind of game, because when you've already got a ton of Tech 1 spam on the field, the Titan can hold its own in this kind of situation and is speedy enough to outpace just about any other land forces. So you're going to be able to dodge, weave, and deal a ton of damage all around the place while harassing very effectively. So this is the ultimate winning situation for a Titan. Right here, we're watching it, but it is eventually going to get taken down by Tech 1 bombers. Modka Fox is finally getting on top of things. He has a fairly good little group of ASF, I think enough to take out those interceptors if he's very careful with his micro, and he will succeed. And then once he takes out those Tech 2 bombers, he will be in firm control of the air. Question is, can he pull something out of it? Will he be able to get something online? There's a Strat bomber building. He is going to be pulling something out. Strat bomber's immediately going to head south, and we'll have to just see where it goes. Tiet is getting overrun. All of those Tech 1 bombers combined with a very large land push from Silver Eye is finally going to get past that ACU. The Strat bomber is going to wing its way southward from ASF, watching carefully, but that lone interceptor is going to be able to drop it. That was embarrassing. The Tech 3 bomber dropped by a Tech 1 interceptors. So sad to see. Alright. There are T2 stationary artillery online up there. We're going to see this bomber come down for a hit on the T3 power generator. Not quite going to take it down, and those ASF need to get the hell out of Dodge before they all get dropped by those SAMs. That is not a place that Modka needs to hang around in for long. Titans are all across the front. We've got pillars galore for Tiep. He is going to claim the reclaim here, and he is going to be able to get back on his feet pretty quickly. We got 3 strat bombers hovering around the outside edge. Those are going to move back north and help out this tank assault force take out this island. Those apparently got dropped there. There's the transport right there. So that was a good move by Yorick to go ahead and wipe out that extra eco on the northern side. Alright. Modka Fox definitely brought his game back online. Now Kaffler is playing catch-up. The mid players look pretty evenly spaced, although I will say that Silvereye is kind of behind on his fire base. He's getting a second shield online. He does have the 2 stationary artillery, but at this point the T3 mobile artillery is going to pack way more of a punch. He has a far fewer or a far less powerful land force. Now the air player can back him up with the strat bombers, but that's not something that you really rely on because the air situation can change at any time. But that is the boat that he's in. Alright, on the southern side here, we're going to see a mowdown. We have a whole bunch of pillars versus a mix of strikers, spawn geese, and pillars, along with a couple tack launchers, or mobile missile launchers, I should say. Alright, that is going to be a roll. Strat bombers coming in for Pakunin, but he does have the ACU overshield. So that is going to be denied. All the strat bombers are going to get killed off. And you see Silvereye here is getting pushed back to the north. That's going to be bad. He might die. No, not Silvereye. Kaboom! And he goes down to the combined might of the Percivals and Titans, while at the same time on the southern side we're going to lose a base, but not an ACU, so it is effectively the same thing. Well, I guess not. You do have a couple of mass extractors up here, and you have the strength of an ACU to hang on to. Those pillars are going to camp out in the enemy base right there, and they are going to wreck some stuff. Going to get rid of those P-gens, erase that eco there, and then begin trekking back into the air player's base as the Titans come in to eradicate the invaders. Got Percivals moving in towards the north, strat bombers and pillars going to take care of that pretty handily, and then Tiep is going to start expanding northward into this empty slot. Alright. Things are looking rather grim for the northern side at the moment, I must say. Very nicely done by Yorick to move this around here. We've got a drop coming in, but that is going to fail. That was a Tech 3 unit coming in for a raiding party. Yorick did drop engineers up here, so he has himself a very special little place on the map. He's got the extra eco, so that is happy thoughts for him. Actually, the north now owns both islands uncontested, so that's a nice eco boost for them to hang on to. And then Yorick is going to front his Percivals and pillars over to the other side to help hold this gap over here. And Modka Fox is sucking up as much of that eco as he can possibly get his grips on, and he is building a Galactic Colossus. That's pretty much par for the course. When you have a player die, you reclaim his base and build a Galactic Colossus. That is definitely the way to go, and definitely a very powerful tool. Problem is, Tiep actually has a decent amount of eco. He was able to reclaim this whole field up here, and he is going to be able to drop a fat boy onto the map relatively quickly. That is going to come online before this GC, well, it's going to be close. It should come online before the GC gets in, although it looks like Tiep is having power problems, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he is. He has plenty of mass and not enough power, so somebody is going to have to give him a hand with that. Looks like Kaffler is in the middle of an ACU upgrade. This is cutting it awfully close. That GC is coming southward at a very good pace. He's going to detour over there for the sake of the Tech 1 mass extractor. Not sure how worth it that was, but I guess whatever floats your boat, you're going to want to go grab that. Yorick also has the commander shields. That's 2 commander shields with gun, tech 2, and all of that good stuff. Alright, Fat Boy did come online. Problem is, TF does not have the power to run the shield for it. The strength of the Fat Boy is the shields. That's major problems. He either needs to get a P-Gen, and there is a P-Gen. The air player donated one in order for him to keep the Fat Boy's shield online. Good little bit of micro. You can see Control King, the groups of engineers, so that they don't vet the GC. Fat Boy was backing for just a moment, but it looks like he is going to stop and survive with 100 health. Thanks to overcharges from both of these ACUs, that GC is going to be dropped, brought to its knees, 100 health short of killing the Fat Boy. Now the Fat Boy is going to be able to push back forward, but here comes some Strat Bombers. Strat Bombers, what is your target? I hope it's an ACU because you don't want to waste it on that Fat Boy coming in for Tiep. Tiep is going to get hit by every single one and be brought down to 3,000 health. There is one lonely Strat Bomber and it's dropped, but here comes another and surviving with 100 health. Daggone, what is it with Tiep and 100 health? Everything he has survives with 100 health. Golly, alright. So that is going to settle down for just a moment, hopefully, and I'm going to cut my mic and clear my throat. Sorry about that, folks. Getting a little scratchy there. Also, it still appears that I don't have any game sounds. I'm hearing continually looping game music, so I mean I have the atmosphere there, but there are no big boom boom sounds, no fancy guns and lasers and flashes and destruction and fiery blasts and all of the mayhem that we normally expect from Supreme Commander. It's just not there. So I don't know what the deal is. I will have to investigate further. Alright, we've got a chicken online that's headed northwards. We've got reclaim going on with that GC. Power generators coming online. And that is about it. I don't see another Fat Boy or anything like that. So this Fat Boy is going to move northwards. Looks like he picked up a vet. No, he didn't. Never mind. I am looking at things incorrectly, but the regen is good on a Fat Boy anyway. So Fat Boy is going to come over here and start wiping out these groups of Percivals, but you don't want to get too close because Percivals will remove the Fat Boy from the map if they are given the chance. Thankfully there is a chicken right next to the Fat Boy able to back that up, and you're going to see the shield dropping off the Fat Boy in chunks as those Percivals come in. Alright, there's a lot of Strat Bombers around on the north. I think they have plenty to kill that Fat Boy. Here they come, firing away, and 400 health left on the Fat Boy. Why does everything TF have turn invincible all of a sudden? There we go. The mighty Fat Boy has finally fallen. Sure took it long enough. My goodness, that thing was survivable. Alright, Yorick is facing off against the Athatha. He's going to overcharge it to death with the help of the friendly neighborhood GC, and that is going to pretty much solve the intrusion problem from the south other than this annoying lightning storm that, as always, zaps everything around it with pretty much no thought given to what use it is to the other team. Alright, Modka Fox has continued to maintain air control pretty well this entire game. I'm actually kind of impressed by that. He's going toe-to-toe with a 1700. It was a fairly weak early game, but he has done pretty well. Turned out 2 GCs and a whole lot of Strat Bombers while not losing air. So kudos to you, sir. You win a cookie. And Tiep is throwing up another Fat Boy. Have to see how good of a use he makes of that. On the northern side, it's really kind of looking stalled at the moment, not turning out any more T4s. Building up a fairly decent group of Strat Bombers, but there's so many shields and SAMs on the southern side. And this is something I love to see. We have attack launcher. 2 of them actually on the island. They are starting to hit these eco buildings down here, whatever you call them. I'm getting the brain part. And gonna do a little damage down there. Unfortunately, Tiep got a mobile shield over to his mass extractors, and then he is building attack missile defense down here. That is going to solve that problem. Alright, Fat Boy is going to start heading north. And there is another chicken accompanied by a whole lot of mobile anti-air. There's a big group of Percivals accompanying this GC. Percivals, of course, are going to do a pretty good job killing that chicken. No, don't run away. You don't turn your back. You focus fire your area of effect attack on the group. Percivals do as much damage as you can, and then die in a fiery blast in the middle of the Percival pile. That is not what you're supposed to do. GC is getting hammered by the Fat Boy down to 20,000 health, and it is dead. Fat Boy is going to reign supreme now, mowing through the group of Percivals down there, going to deny the reclaim, and a nuke! I missed a nuke, and apparently my strategic launch detected indicator is not working. In comes the nuke. There is a nuke defense on the southern side that was not loaded, but he is going to focus on the base down here regardless, so that is not a big deal. T-Up has basically been erased. Alright, he still has his Fat Boy online, but he has no more base. He's down to about 129 eco, spread out in his more outlying nexus, and he does not have a whole lot to fall back on, so he's going to have to rebuild. And a UFO has been started by Modka Fox. That is an interesting choice. I guess he has air control, so that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I fail to see how that would do extremely well in this situation. Better than a couple more GCs. And I have a text message. This has not been a very conducive pass to professional quality. I do apologize, peoples. Alright. Kaffler luckily has both nano regens on his commander, and that is the only reason he is alive right now, because he has gone toe-to-toe with a group of about 25 Percivals, and through multiple overcharges and the slight assistance of a Fat Boy, he has mowed down almost the entire group, and vetted doing so. You can see how much health is shed off that ACU. He might still die. He's down to 2,000 health. Gonna run in for the overcharge, get a final vet, and that is going to clinch it for him. That ACU is going to live. Brilliantly done by Kaffler. That is going to allow him to survive in one hectic land battle. And sadly, Yorick is down about 30 Percivals on his Tech 3 count. Alright. Caesar is about to come online. We're going to have to see how he does on this. Hopefully he will go after a softer target, such as, well, there isn't really a soft target. There's a ton of SAMs all over the place. If I were him, I would fly it around the back and start killing all of this crap back here. Alright, nuke defense is loaded, and there is a nuke online on the southern side as well. We've got another nuke loaded up here. Hopefully he won't launch it at a bad location, because if he launches it within the reach of this, that's not going to end well. And we have a nuke finished over here, but no nuke defense. Why would you build a nuke but not any nuke defense? There's the launch. In it comes. We've got a Caesar here. Did not get Kaffler under 10,000 health before it died. The donut bomb has no effect. And then the nuke is going to obliterate Pakunan's base. And it looks like T-Up has resorted to Tech 1 spam, which ironically is the greatest weakness of the Fat Boy. The Tech 1 spam is the most effective because the Percival overkills it massively, but now there's Titans on the field that are easily going to clean up the Tech 1. And Kaffler is going to go right on living because Tech 3 double nano full vet commander has 62,300 health and like 300 regen. So that is just absurd. You say you like your shielded commander, well, I hand you the meat shield. Who needs sci-fi technology when you can just have a bunch of med packs? Alright, Fat Boy and a group of Percivals on Twinkle Toes are going to head towards the south. That is one thing that 4x speed does pretty funnily, is how the Percival movement patterns look. Alright, Strat Bomber's coming in, going to try to kill that Fat Boy. I don't think they're going to be able to shed enough health off of it. One did hit, but that is not going to be a kill. Another Strat Bomber coming in, and a bank of Tech 2 artillery over here securing the center gap. I've got to say, oh, there is some off-mapping with those Strat Bombers that are going to get stuck. I've got to regroup those. That is one thing I've got to say Ah, you're going after the nuke and nuke defense, aren't you? You sneaky little devil. Alright, that is loaded. It has not been launched. There is going to be a blast. Tiep is down to this huge bank of Percivals. Nuke is launched. Pakunin is down. Nuke is going to fly north, and there's the desync. We had a quit. Alright, I did talk to somebody. The nuke did not change the outcome of the game. So apparently the southern team left, and the nuke was relatively ineffective in the overall game, and that was the end of it. I hate to end a replay like that, but honestly, this was an epic Twin Rivers, and I just had to show it because I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I did pre-watch it, and it was a good one. Slugging it out with T4s, huge swarms of Tech 3 bots, just the best that you could possibly get. This is why we play Supreme Commander, is games like this, just sprawling landscapes full of units. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I tried not to miss anything, but unfortunately there were some technical difficulties this cast. I will do my best to fix the issues. I gotta say, if anybody has experienced these sound problems, I've done just about everything I can think of to solve these sound issues, and I cannot do it. If anybody knows what the issue is, please private message me on the forum or on YouTube. It would help me tremendously to be able to bring the Boom Boom Pow back to the games. Alrighty, that is going to wrap it up for this cast and this game, and for me. I am signing out. I hope you will join me next time.